So, Pokemon dropped a bomb on us last week with the announcement of Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, marking the beginning of Gen 9. And aside from these terrible logos, the trailers looked really promising. Like, actually, what the fuck is that? You can probably get better logos for $15 from some random Twitter artist. But anyway, with the announcement of this new generation came a brand new set of amazing starter Pokemon and Quaxly. I'm kidding, Quaxly is fine, it's just the other two are way better in my opinion. So today I thought it would be a good idea to go through some fakemon designs, concepts and typings for the possible evolutions of these new starter Pokemon. Of course, it's really difficult to predict what's gonna happen with the limited information we have, and it's really too early to predict anything, but you know, it's always fun to speculate, and I gotta milk these games for what they're worth, so just let me be, alright? And lastly, I've linked all of these fakemon designs and their artists in the description below, so if you like any particular design, go ahead and check it out and show the artists some love and help support them. But with all of that being said, let's just jump straight into it and discuss some of the possible evolutions for the starters of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So first up, we have the possible evolutions for Sprigatito, and Sprigatito is probably my favorite out of the starters so far. I mean, I love Fuecoco as well, and I'm kind of confused between the two because Fuecoco is a fire type and fire type is one of my favorites. If I am confused ever, I usually just go with the fire type starter. But so far, I think Sprigatito is my favorite. I'm not really a cat person in real life, but Sprigatito is just such a cute design and I can see it having a lot of potential, so I'll really love this one. So the first design we have is by Winged Wolf 94, and this honestly is probably one of my personal favorites from this list. So this one's kind of like a leopard jaguar kind of design, and it's a grass fire type. Now what I love about this one in particular is its influence on the typing of the other two starters, because since this is a grass fire type, I was thinking it would be so cool if all three of the starters had the fire, grass and water double type combo. So what I mean is this design here, Sprigatito's evolution gets the grass fire type, Fuecoco gets the fire water, and Quaxly gets the water grass type. So each of the starter gets the dual typing that it is actually weak to, and I think that would be such an interesting dynamic to have because that has never been done before. And this even makes sense conceptually for these Pokemon. It's very easy to see Sprigatito becoming a grass fire type cat or like leopard type design, and Fuecoco gets the fire water type because it's based on a crocodile, and it's easy to see how a crocodile could get the water type. And finally Quaxly gets the water grass, which also makes sense because you always see ducks in those, you know, grassy areas with a lake nearby, so it really makes sense for this particular set of starters. And the more I think about it, I think this is definitely very possible. The next evolution for Sprigatito is this one by Alonea over on DeviantArt, and so this one's based on a lion obviously, and it's really majestic and it looks like one of those ballerine masks, or what do you call them, masquerade masks? I actually don't know what you call them, but one of those masks as well. And according to them, this is a grass ice type which is dual weak to fire, but again it's really majestic, so I can kind of see where that ice typing kicks in, and it's definitely a really cool design to go through. I also appreciate the fact that Sprigatito is on all four legs in its evolution in all of these designs because I do not want it to become a bipedal Pokemon. And just after complaining about bipedal evolutions, we have this bipedal evolution design by R. James the V over on DeviantArt, and this is also one of my personal favorites. Now look, I do not want Sprigatito to become a bipedal Pokemon, but if it has to become a bipedal Pokemon, then I really like this design and I think it really works. And lastly for Sprigatito, we have this design by Corvid Katana, which is a grass dark type, and this is also one of my favorite designs out of the ones that we have. I think if you had to say my favorites, it would be this panther type design. It also has that shield on its front, which is honestly really cool. And this one, which is by Corvid Katana again, this one is honestly really cool. It's like a tiger, but it has those tusks in the front, which look honestly really cool. And I can see this being a grass dark type very easily. Very cool design and I really love it. But I really have to say this one by Winged Wolf is my favorite design, and I love the whole concept of them having each other's typing, the starters, so that would be really cool to see, and honestly Game Freak could do that. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Now moving on to Fuecoco's evolution, this is probably the one with my favorite fakemon designs. There's just so many different designs that people are trying out, and it's honestly so exciting to imagine what Fuecoco could evolve into. So our first one for Fuecoco is this one by Fran Drawer, which is based on the concavenator dinosaur, which I I've honestly not seen it, but I'm gonna check it out right now. So yeah, for this Pokemon, I think it is such a good design. The color scheme goes really well. The design is overall really good. Again, it's bipedal, but in a way that works for Fuecoco really. So next up is another bipedal design. This one's by Nift Mons. This one's based on a bull, and you know bullfighting is really big in Spain, and they also have that festival where you run from bulls, so the concept is there. And this one's a fire steel type, which is a very cool type combination. Again, 4 times weak to ground, but I think design wise it's really cool. I love how it has those kind of chimneys instead of horns, which is honestly a really cool thought. So yeah, overall this is a great design. I think one of my favorite ones for Fuecoco, even though it's bipedal. Love this design. So yet another bipedal design for Fuecoco is this one by Koda V4, and this one's Volcayman. Again, I think they should try to keep Fuecoco on all fours, but man, these bipedal designs are so good, I just couldn't leave them out. So Volcayman is a fire rock type, which is kind of a weak type combo, 4 times weak to water and ground. That's kind of sad, but I love how simplistic this design is. You know, it incorporates the fire type, the rock type really well, and it has that like mane of hair at the back, which looks honestly really cool. So yeah, really simple but really creative, just really works. And this I think looks the most Pokemon like out of all of these fakemon designs, so I really love this one. Next up we have another bipedal. Could you call this bipedal? It's kind of, I mean, fair enough, it's bipedal. This one's by Theropod Art, and this is a fire ghost type. Now 2 of my favorite typings in Pokemon are ghost and fire, so this one has both. I really like it. And then we have another fire ghost type evolution for Fuecoco, and finally a quadruped fakemon design for Fuecoco, so that's something. I'm saying this for each one of them, but this is also one of my favorites. Really love this design. It really works. I mean, this kind of looks like an anteater combined with a chili pepper in a way. Really cool. And lastly we have another bipedal evolution, but this one's a very different design, but very cool. This one's by Yellock over on Twitter. So like I said, this is very different from all the concepts that we've seen so far, but in a way that really works. I think probably the most unrealistic out of all the ones we've seen so far, but yet again a really cool concept, and I couldn't not shout this one out, so really love this one. Now moving on to Quaxly, which is my least favorite starter revealed, and I think it's kind of the popular opinion that Quaxly is the least liked so far, that from what I've seen at least. But regardless, Quaxly has some great fakemon designs as well online. This one is by Ventes over on Twitter, and this one's kind of based on an albatross, and I love the nose blade that it has. Really cool. And I love its hairstyle too. I mean, this is a really kind of like a tacky design for Pokemon, very humanoid, but in a way that works. You know, it's not like Delphox where it just doesn't work at all. This one really works, and it's a really cool design. This would be water dark from what I can guess, or water steel, or maybe water fighting, but I think water steel would really work well on this one, and it would be similar to Empoleon as in water steel, but again I could see this happen. Really cool design. So next up we have an entire evolution line done by Ravioli over on Twitter. So we have Quaxly, we have Squealer, and we have Mergansoul. Again, very pirate themed, and I think most of the designs for Quaxly are very pirate themed, considering it does have that top hat thing on it, so you can turn that into a pirate hat. So again, I think Quaxly is most likely going to be bipedal, and this design works really well. It has those, it looks like it has like kind of a cape almost. Its wings look like a cape in this position, and very simple design I would say, and really cool. I think I said the word cool like 500 times for every one of these fakemon, but anyway. Now we have another fully designed line for Quaxly, which is a water steel type based on a pirate. Again, no surprises there. So its first form kind of evolves into this kind of like a big duckling, and it gets the pirate eye patch. And its final evolution, I think this could work as a water steel type, but also kind of as a water ghost type if you kind of stretch it. It's a very well thought out design. I mean, the pirate hat works really well. The eye patch kind of goes behind the beak, which you might want to fix that up, but it's really cool design overall. And again, I think they're gonna go for the pirate theme with Quaxly. If don't call me out on that if it doesn't happen, but I think that's the most likely option we're gonna get. But overall, I think this design is really cool, and one of my favorites out of the ones for Quaxly. I really love this design. So the last one we have for today is another one, which is, it's not based on a pirate exactly, but it is based on a sailor, a ship captain I'm assuming, and this is a water fighting, which I think would really work well for Quaxly. And this one's such a cute design. I really love it. I mean, all the ones we've seen so far are like intimidating, cool pirate and matador based designs, but this one is fierce but cute at the same time. So I really love this. And again, I'm a huge fan of, simple minimalist designs, which is why I loved Litten and why I love Sprigatito now. And this one kind of captures that feel as well. So yeah, yet another amazing design. And this one I think is the most Pokemon-like out of all the ones we've seen for Quaxly. So it really works. But with that, that's it for all of the possible starter evolutions for the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet starter Pokemon. I just want to say this, I have another video in the works which is about the starter Pokemon, but it's very different from anything that's out so far, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and maybe share this video with a friend. It really helps the channel. I have a lot of content in the planning and in the works. I'm actually gonna be shooting another video with some friends in about 2 or 3 hours from now, so it's an anime video, not a Pokemon video, so make sure you stay tuned for that as well. So yeah, all in all, a lot of content coming out in the coming days, and I hope you're as excited for it as I am. But with all of that being said, thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.